British Prime Minister David Cameron has addressed Parliament to argue for airstrikes against Daesh in Syria. Now, at the moment, the British military only has approval to target the group in Iraq. Cameron says military action could bring a new government to Syria, and that new government could help to fight Daesh effectively.
And we also have the proven ability to sustain our operations, not just for weeks, but if necessary, for months into the future. So, Mr. Speaker, of course we have these capabilities, but the most important answer to the question, why us, is, I believe, even more fundamental. And it's this: we shouldn't be content with outsourcing our security to our allies. If we believe that action can help protect us, then with our allies, we should be part of that action, not standing aside from it. And from this moral point comes a fundamental question. If we won't act now, when our friend and ally France has been struck in this way, then our allies in the world can be forgiven for asking, if not now, when?
Well, Simon McGregor Wood is following the story in London. He says Cameron wants to begin airstrikes in Syria soon, but he still has some convincing to do.
The British Prime Minister is making a strong case for British military involvement in Syria. British military planes are already taking part in strikes against Daesh targets in Iraq. He sees no reason why it shouldn't be extended to Syria to support French, American, Russian and, of course, Turkish allies who are doing the same. He says that the British should not subcontract security concerns to other powers. The central part of his argument is essentially that Daesh represents a threat to the UK, even though it's based in Syria and Iraq. He says that recent terror plots broken up by the British intelligence services were organised by Daesh operating out of this so-called caliphate. He feels that degrading and defeating Daesh on the ground in Syria will help lead to a post-war political settlement. He's trying to persuade very sceptical British politicians. They saw what happened to the UK's involvement in Iraq. They saw the mess that was created after that in Iraq. He understands he needs to convince British politicians that this time it's going to be different, that he as Prime Minister has thought through the consequences, that he's going to put money and effort into the political reconstruction of Syria. It's not just about venting anger and dropping bombs. He's being questioned by British politicians. They have lots of questions. He's trying to give them answers. He would like a debate and a vote next week. He, if successful, would like British planes to start bombing Daesh targets in Syria by the end of this year.